without further ado, they brought Jordan, the lawyer who handles like people's like cases.
Yes, Jordan Goldless
or Shoeless or something like that. And basically they were just making sense of the Afro Man situation, and this came up.
Okay.
I posted Icy. I reposted a video of Icy and his daughter. And I basically said, yo, Icy, don't post me on my story, or I'm gonna have YNs make you a grandpa. Oh, you know what I mean?
How old is Icy's daughter?
14.
Yo.
It gets worse.
Okay, so
it gets worse. Okay. Oh, it gets worse. It gets actually worse before you jump in.
Okay.
Right. It gets worse.
But like
they're all giggling like they're little girls.
And just to let you know, like the daughter is like above age.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're trying to paint it like
she's above age?
Above what age, bro?
And the lawyer is sitting there so uncomfortable, like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
I know. It's like, yo, why, what are you? This is bizarre.
So automatically, this is easy to success. Unless Spicy's brought in a family member. Icy brought in a family member of DJ Natural Wave, I believe that's your name.
Yeah.
If Icy hasn't done that, to bring his daughter into the fold is crazy. Secondly, bro, if she's a child and you said that,
fire for that.
You're basically advocating for child rape. Right?
Pretty much.
But if you guys are under the impression that she is an adult, then you're just advocating for rape.
But saying that about a guy's daughter in general.
Yes, I know you violate. Don't, like, we all know, like, you don't mention the person's family. Like, you just don't go there unless you're trying to escalate things. You know,
it just tells me that some people out there, they just say things to say things. Like I don't think this kid even has, like, when I say this kid, I mean the DJ, whatever his name is. He doesn't have like the frontal cortex developed.
I'm not gonna go that far. What I will say is,
how does he not discern what is the situation, like what is going on?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, like, how, like, I understand, like, when you're going back and forth with a person,
you want to say the most weird shit.
You want to violate that person in the most egregious way. Yeah. I know I've done that.
Yeah,
I've gone straight for the juggler, gone for people's mothers, daughters.
Yeah, for sure.
Pet fish. The whole 9 yards.
What age did you do that though? Like, when was the last time
I did that yesterday. but here's the thing. I'm doing that to people who are advocate on behalf of racism. So it's like racist trolls and shit like that.
Okay.
Who I don't mind just being absolutely disrespectful to.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who feels like people that look like me should die and don't deserve rights. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about your family.
Mm-hmm.
In this case now, bro, I gather that those lines weren't crossed until DJ Natural Wave, I believe that's his name, said it. And if his daughter, right? First of all, you're wrong for just bringing her into the mix. There was no need for that. But if she's a child, you're advocating on behalf of child rape. Full stop.
And also rape in general.
So you should just apologize.
And I think he has, but it was a half-assed apology.
You gotta just own it, apologize, and say, I was fucking wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And you should be banned off being podcast or having a microphone in your face for 6 months. For 6 months.
No. I'm not doing that. We love hip hop.
I'm not saying.
I love when guys fuck up too, because it shows that, like, we make mistakes too. And I know I'm going to be in a situation similar to him where I said something out of line and I should have said it. But the difference is I have no problem recognizing it and apologizing immediately, But if you try to double down on it, try to freaking, say, well, she's 18, she's 19. Bro, you're still wrong. You're still wrong. We're bringing the best child into a beef that you have with him.
My co-host is being nice. I think you're a piece of shit.
I think you have like an underlining issue with.
No. It's not even. How do you know the kid? I don't have any underlying issue.
Okay.
He's that is like basically letting me know that you're a piece of shit and I should not be in your
No,
orbit.
I'm gonna give him some grace because, like I said, I don't know the full situation, and like I said, I know when we're beefing.
In what
emotions are high.
situation is it appropriate to say, be quiet or I'll get my YNs to make you a
Well,
grandfather?
no, there is no situation where that's okay.
What are we talking about?
But if he apologized, right? Because you told me he apologized.
Yeah, he apologized.
If he apologized,
Because there was a backlash. There was a backlash.
well, I got to hear the apology too, right?
Let's
Because
find
if
out
he's
the-
only apologizing because of the backlash,
Let's go find them. Let's
then,
go find it.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, I see when I see. Good stuff, no good stuff. After much reflection, and after being informed that Icy is only 5'6", I feel like I should be the bigger man since I really am the bigger man. Okay, I'm not gonna troll. Okay, because there are kids involved. And when you first mentioned me, like I was seeing red. You know what I mean? Like I was just on crash out mode, so I wasn't thinking clearly. So upon further reflection, like it wasn't easy, I think, to post a man's daughter. Still, I will take that accountability. Sorry, you're right. And also like I got Friday involved.
And I fucked up too, man. Like I will apologize as well because it was irresponsible for me to just assume that like she was above age.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing myself get cooked in the comments with that. Listen, I do look deeply into what's going on with his personal life. Yeah. And that's not like a cop out for me. I just didn't know. I assumed, okay, like she's above age, like whatever. It's not that bad, but I was wrong. So irresponsible on my part, just to assume. So my apologies for just assuming that she was above age.
Exactly. And on my part, I was just gonna ignore it and move on. Like life's amazing, but I want life to continue to be amazing. I don't have to like worry about petty stuff. You know what I mean? And like, it wasn't really affecting me in any sense, so I could just have continued on. But like, it wasn't really sitting well with my spirit. Like a lot of people did, like even Zara showed me that like like that wasn't like the right move type shit. And seeing other people's perspective, other parents' perspective. It did kind of change how I felt because I was just like they all making a dark joke after that. But like, you can learn to see, like if it's me and someone else, like I shouldn't involve other families.
Yeah. I will say this though. I'm not gonna think that like you're wrong for getting back at the man. Yeah, you went too far. Yeah. But man drawed you out first. You know what I'm saying? And
Friday stop.
I think I have a pretty cool relationship with Icy, even though like the last time we spoke, I was yelling. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna hold down my team no matter what.
Exactly.
And like, if I feel that like you're just getting at somebody on my team just because you have some kind of implicit like dislike for them, whatever it may be, or wherever it might root back to Gossip Girl or whatever, like you can't be calling mans rats and F words that rhyme with maggot and all type of shit before any of them were mentioned. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna respond, I know you went dark. Right? Aside from that, I could also understand getting back at a man when you're just like doing your life and niggas just start shooting at you.
Okay, so the start of that was terrible, right? After realizing he was 5'6"
Mental
and being the
gymnastics,
bigger
I don't
man,
see
that was terrible. But they got into it. They took accountability, and this is what we want. And this is why I was granting him grace, because it's not so much when you commit the act, it's what you do after you commit the act that makes the difference to me. So he acknowledges it. He takes accountability. Same with Friday. He assumed that she was above age. She isn't. And just on the basis of just bringing people's family members into it. This is like the oldest rule. Like there's no wife, no kids. That's always been a thing, right? You just don't do that. It was uncalled for. And salute to Czar. Czar is very level-headed. I really like the way he thinks, and he recognized from jump, like, yo, this is not the move. And niggas need to understand, you could crash out, but there's also calculated crash outs.
That's right.
You could crash out and be calculated about it, okay? You do not have to succumb to your emotional impulse of obliterating everything, right? Like, niggas, like, you guys gotta really train yourselves and learn how to freaking operate under pressure, under stress, under anger, and not just blow everything up and take children down with you, because that's crazy. For you to mention a man's child and the beef has been purely between you and that man, that kind of hits to me. There's like some emotional unhingedness there. Because that shouldn't be like a first, second, third, or even fourth resort.
Mm-hmm.
If the beef is just between you and him, and he hasn't said nothing about your family.
To be not fair, but like there's just a little bit of background. They've been going back and forth since January.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth with you, not with your kids, not with your mom. My beef is with you. Until you cross a line that violates. Think about it this way. This is how I look at it. It's like, and I've always said this, if I'm in the street with someone and I'm exchanging words with them, I'm never the first one to throw the punch. I let them cross the line first, and then I counter that, right? So if you get in my space or you approach me about to hit me, then I retaliate with a punch. So that's what it is for me. If I'm going back and forth with you, I'm not going to mention your family or your kids or anything like that unless you're a MAGA racist dipshit that wants to see black people die. And then in that case, you know what? If you want me and my people to be dead, then I'm going to go after you. Or if you're a pedophile or a pedophile defender, because you literally don't give a fuck about kids. So I'm going to talk about your kids. But other than that, if I'm beefing with somebody, I'm not going to talk about their family members.
All right.
All right. Thanks for bringing that up.
No sweat.
And salute to We Love Hip Hop. Hopefully there isn't anything here that was taken the wrong way. Although I do have some reservations about.
No, fuck it. Like some people are pieces of shit, and like.
So you're standing on that after that apology?
No, I'm standing on that. Like he started off saying, "Oh, I'm literally the biggest person." Like, bro, like you crossed the line where jokes are no longer feasible at that point.
Okay.
I don't care about how cool you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in the end, you cross the line. You're no longer cool. Mm-hmm. It's not cool.
And the apology did not change the
apology was half-assed. Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't want to worry about petty shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You talking about somebody's child. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you should apologize and move on and ever bring that up again. Don't ever bring him up again. Don't ever bring up his child again. But that's just me. I'm on the.
You know what was kind of weird too, and I guess I gotta watch a full episode. Is having the lawyer there and having her.
You know the lawyer said.
I just know she was so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, they cut it off originally. So Friday had it on his page. The lawyer was like, "What are we doing here?"
She does not want to be associated with that.
She literally said, "What do we see? This is what's wrong with the community. Like, you guys always take each other down. You guys never help each other." She's literally saying that.
Is she talking about the black community?
Yes. It's the full. If for
it to be on full display as a guest is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And so they were talking about Afro Man and the legal
yeah.
Thing. And you brought a lawyer for that, but instead you want to talk about some
you have her in the middle of some Wendy Williams fucking drama shit,
a 401 shit,
and she has a brand that she has to maintain, and she's sitting there. Well, this guy talks about, I talked about his daughter, and I could imagine how awkward that was. And I'm sure she probably reached out to Friday, maybe before or after the clip came out, and said, "Yo, like, don't have me anywhere near this mess, because it's not a good look."
She actually messaged them saying that.
Good for her, because that was crazy. But listen, we're allowed to mess up. We have a few times, Thankfully, it hasn't, gone super viral. But yeah, we're allowed to mess up, and there is room for redemption. That's where I stand with it. My co-host, he has his opinion. That's what it is.
This is the Mob Reacts. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button,
and let's argue.
Ding, ding, ding.